Conor McGregor just confronted Jake Paul and Logan Paul on the way to the Trump inauguration, and he stood on business. Jake and Logan Paul folded. I'm a little bit late to the party, but I've been somewhat busy. Initially, when the footage of this mini confrontation was released, we only seen a little snippet. Now there's been a little bit more footage of Conor McGregor, Jake Paul, Logan Paul going back and forth with each other. So if you didn't know, Conor McGregor and Logan Paul were in talks to have a boxing match with each other. It was some billionaire Indian family who were going to fund it, and apparently the payout for both Conor McGregor and Logan Paul was going to be $250 million each. Now, we knew this fight going down might have been a little bit difficult, just because Conor is under contract with the UFC still. He's still got 2 fights left. Logan Paul is under contract with the WWE. However, the UFC and the WWE are both owned by the same parent company, so there was actually a potential of this fight happening. At first, there was some initial rumours, and then Logan Paul dropped this video of Conor McGregor sending him a voice note saying, "Let's get the fight going. Here you go."
Can happen, my man, for real. This can and will happen.
If Conor McGregor wants to fight, we are running it. I mean, bro, it's an epic fight. I would love to. It would be something I would like step away from WWE for a second to go do. 250 million, Rob. 250 million, bro. I gotta take that. If Nick Khan matches that, I'll stay in the WWE. I think he's trying to pressure Dana into making it happen because he's owned by the UFC. Like, he can't fucking let alone fight without them knowing.
Now, the problem is Conor McGregor was trying to hype this fight up on social media. He was calling out Logan Paul left, right and centre, and Logan stayed silent. So if Logan really wanted this fight, why didn't he say anything when Conor McGregor was trying to hype the fight up to try and build some momentum behind it? So for a few weeks, everything went quiet. There was no more talk about this fight for some reason. But then again, this is Conor McGregor we're talking about. Conor's got around 30 fights lined up, but no sign of fighting. So, you know, this is how he rolls. He'll call someone out and then nothing ever happens. So anyway, then it was the Trump inauguration, and someone thought it was a really great idea to put Conor McGregor on the same bus with Logan Paul and Jake Paul, all their family and all their teammates and friends. So Conor was rolling solo by himself on this coach with Jake and Logan's entire entourage, and it made for a pretty funny interaction. And here's a controversial opinion. I kind of like coked up Conor. I think I've now well and truly accepted the old Conor is gone forever. We're no longer going to see that charismatic, quick-witted, clear-focused, hungry Conor. Now we're just along for the ride with the crazy Conor. So this is them meeting for the first time.
It's all sweet here, it's all sweet here, yeah. You kept your mouth shut, you did. I thought we were going to get the fight down. You're very quiet.
What did you think the best course of action was for that?
You were giving all this Dana, that, you're f***ing control with the WWE as well, but I don't be giving all this mega snip.
I didn't hear the last 5 seconds.
That was in the air for us, brother. Yes, bring it home for me.
It's 8 a.m. How?
You can tell he's got a Zen. He put a Zen in his brain.
Oh, you gotta love it. Conor straight up said, I thought we were gonna get the fight going. Why did you keep your mouth shut? Logan says, what do you think the best course of action would have been? Do you really need someone to tell you, Logan? Build and hype up the fight. I know a lot of people are against this fight. I get it. A lot of people want to see Conor McGregor back in MMA, myself included. But if Conor's going to fight Logan Paul, I'm going to take Conor to win that fight, and I will happily pay to watch Conor destroy one of the Paul brothers. 100%. Let's not lie to ourselves here. It's a bit of entertainment. So Logan, if you really wanted the fight, why didn't you say anything? Another thing I hate is that Conor McGregor was actually being quite sound in this clip. And look at Jake Paul trying to be all hard. Conor's giving them a wink saying, hey, it's all sweet here. You know, let me shake your hand. It's all good. It's all good. And look at the reception that he gets from the Paul brothers. Jake beats a 50-year-old Mike Tyson, and now he thinks he's the man and thinks he could take on Conor McGregor. But look at Jake with his mean mugging. What a divvy, trying to be the alpha in the situation. Then Conor reads that and he takes a step back and he steps right up into Logan Paul's face. He doesn't like their energy. They're not being receptive. And this says it all here. Logan Paul with his mouth wide open, ready to take the D of Conor McGregor. Logan Paul with his beta cook face. Mouth open, ready for insertion. But I like that read from Conor. You know, he's nice and friendly. Jake Paul staring him down. And then Conor McGregor reads it and is like, you know what, fuck this. I'm going to confront you right here and now. Why didn't you go for the fight, lads?
You were giving all this Dana, that, you're f***ing control with the WWE as well, but I don't be giving all...
I also like the way Conor pulled Logan Paul up for saying that he's controlled by the UFC, when Logan Paul is completely controlled and owned by the WWE. At the end of the day, regardless of who McGregor's opponent is, McGregor will set pay-per-view records. almost every time. People want to tune in to watch Conor McGregor fight, regardless of the opponent. It's not the same for the Paul brothers. People don't care about Logan and Jake Paul fighting. They tune in to watch Jake and Logan Paul lose and get battered. It just so happens that we haven't really seen that yet. The Paul brothers by themselves have zero selling power within the boxing world. They need Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is the A-side. So don't get it twisted, lads. Don't be trying to out-alpha McGregor. Don't be acting all confused. McGregor's giving you a massive opportunity here. Right, so this is now where they go onto the coach and the interaction continues.
This is the real deal, yeah? In front of you, you know that. You know that, bro. So we'll look here, we'll do it. He wouldn't do what? 190, 195? So I'd do 190. He was sick. He was sick over it, yeah? He was sick.
I'm sick.
You're sick.
I love this. Conor says, I'm here confronting you. I'm the real deal. You know that. And you can just see clearly the Paul brothers don't know how to handle Conor's energy. They don't really have any comebacks yet. I think they're thrown off guard a bit by how much Conor is in their face. And look, say what you want about Conor, but he is the type of person who will take over the entire room. He's a very high energy individual. I mean, you can pretty much see the veins bursting out of his head. I also love the way Conor says, when Jake found out about it, he was sick. He was sick. And no one laughs, but I thought that was pretty hilarious. The Americans can sometimes struggle with our humour from this side of the pond. So yeah, you can just see that the Paul brothers are kind of perplexed, like, damn, is this happening right now? So then they sit down and Conor McGregor is allocated a seat next to Logan and Jake Paul's mum. What can go wrong?
Listen, here's the deal. I'm going to slap the head off the two of yous and KSI. No! Yous are mixers to me. You understand that? Side jobs. A little side job.
No,
yeah?
you can't even do your main job. How you going to do a side job?
You know, that's what I'm afraid of. November stage.
Simmer down, boys.
Hey, now that was an alright little comeback from Logan Paul. Finally, he says something back. He says, you can't even do your main job. So that's a little W for Logan there. And then McGregor, he's kind of hard to understand, but it sounds like he says something about November. I might be wrong. I haven't got the best hearing. I am a little bit deaf from all the years working in bars. But it does sound like he says something about November there. Now, considering that we're in January, if McGregor is planning on fighting in November, fucking hell, lads, that's a long time away. Can we see something sooner, please? And look, one thing I do like about McGregor is he's a master marketer. He always keeps his name relevant. He knows how to piggyback off other people's attention and success, which there's nothing wrong with doing, by the way. That's just marketing 101. At the end of the day, if he wasn't making any noise whatsoever and was just in the background and no one heard from him, he would be less relevant, and then his name would have less pulling power if he does decide to fight again. Whereas now, if he does decide to fight again, there's going to be a lot of people who are still going to be tuned into him because he is always in the news and he's always finding ways to tie himself to these influencers or champions within the UFC, or now even the bare knuckle fighters, Mike Perry, Jeremy Stevens on the weekend. Now Logan Paul also has another little comeback for Conor.
Bro, it's crazy being on a bus with you,
Yeah,
bro.
like
If there's
it's
a dolly, bro, you'd be going through a window.
Now, I don't know why Logan wouldn't just post the full unedited footage of this. It makes me believe that he's probably cut out a lot of what Conor McGregor's said and he's just kept his good little lines in there just to make it look like he got one up on Conor McGregor. But there is some other footage that other people posted of this interaction. We got Kyle here from the Nelk Boys. This was the first video that actually surfaced.
All right, we got an interesting bus ride to the inauguration here. couple best friends.
I mean, it looks like they're having a good time with it. And then Theo Von had something to say to Conor McGregor.
Hands on Pam.
Yo, that's crazy. That's my mom.
Keep your hands off Pam. Hey, Paul brothers, you better be careful. Conor McGregor, the way he's going, he'll be all over your mum. Here's another uncut segment of Jake Paul talking to Conor McGregor now. Now Jake finally gets the balls to stand up and say something, rather than just sitting there mean mugging Conor McGregor.
Why do you want to fight him?
What, instead of you?
It's an easier fight.
Imagine straight up saying that your brother is an easier fight than you.
Bigger names.
You know what I do to Southpaw.
Yeah,
You know.
Wait, what's it? Any Southpaw? Yeah, you couldn't even put it down.
Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva.
Look, you've done some good things. You've done some alright things.
So Conor giving Jake a little bit of props at the end there. But I love the way Jake's argument is, I've beat Anderson Silva, I've beat Nate Diaz. There's a bit of a dark, stormy, grey cloud over those wins. We don't even need to go there. Someone commented, bro, these press conferences would be insane. And I don't even care if you're a hardcore, purebred MMA or boxing fan. You've got to admit that it would be entertaining. And then we also had Theo Von falling off a chair at the inauguration.
Oh, it happened. It happened. I said it would. We gotta see here. We gotta see here. I got it on video here.
And just to add to the story of Logan Paul being a bit of a divvy, Theo Von actually said that the reason why his chair broke, it wasn't an accident. Logan Paul was messing with Theo Von's chair.
What the f is Theo's problem?
Bro, it's so weird.
Weird. We woke up to Twitter this morning. He's like, Paul boys need to know when it's too far. Bro, he sat in a shitty looking chair. And we made jokes about it. We were like, it's gonna collapse in the middle of the speech.
Look at this. Oh, you're cooked.
You would get the deformed one.
I got a bad stool running.
If you fall, you're going to be right on Logan's lap.
If you fall while he's speaking, just end up in my lap.
Oh, shit.
And it did. That's why you see me in the video. I was like, it happened.
It happened. I said it would.
Do you think I engineered the chair? How would I have even done that?
Why did you ask us for a screwdriver?
Logan Paul had a genuine explanation for the chair situation, but we got to remember this is the same person who has done multiple crypto scams. Remember CryptoZoo? Or whatever that coin was called that he made. Still hasn't paid back all of his investors for that. But then Theo Von tweeted and basically apologised to Logan and Jake Paul for accusing them of breaking his chair. So it's all good there. A couple days ago, Jake Paul took shots at Conor McGregor on Twitter saying, Paul Hughes did what Conor McGregor couldn't do. Congrats, my guy. You won regardless of the outcome. Big ups to both men. And then he also took more shots at Conor McGregor saying, unlike our fanboy, meaning Conor McGregor, I call my own shots. Now, as we know, Conor McGregor, co-owner of Bare Knuckle FC. On the weekend, Eddie Alvarez and Jeremy Stephens fought. Jeremy Stephens had a great win against Eddie. And then Conor got in the ring and made it about himself, which makes for a pretty funny face-off.
Who the fuck is this, baby? Yes. Yeah, let's make a date. Let's set a date. Who's going to stop me man to man? No one's going to stop me. David, make the date. Let's do it. One down for the pro, yeah? One down for the pro. Let's go. Let's fucking do it. Hey, bleed, baby. Just...
One more time for Jeremy Little.
You gotta love the energy Conor brings, but once again, just another marketing ploy. Now, immediately after the Jeremy Stephens and Eddie Alvarez fight, Conor did an interview with the Schmo, and the Schmo asked, what happened with the Logan Paul fight?
You just came from the inauguration. You sized up both the Paul brothers, Logan and Jake Paul. You called them side quests. We know what it's all about. What's your reaction? They're posting it all over the internet.
You know, it is what it is. The UFC just aren't into it. I had the offer was there on the table in writing. You know, both athletes will say he's not a fighter, but whatever. Both athletes under the TKO banner. UFC, WWE, both rising up. You know, the stock price of TKO holding group through the roof. New market in India opened up and booming. It was business savvy and business sense to make the fight happen, or should I say, the glorified spar happen. And in between this waiting period that we find ourselves in, before I can get back to the octagon, it made perfect sense on the calendar to go ahead with it. The UFC went into it. I'm not sure the WWE, what their interest in was. I just knew the UFC weren't into it, you know. And what's his name? The other Logan. He just kept quiet. He didn't say nothing. I was like, mate, you need to say something. You need to open your fucking mouth. I wasn't talking to him directly. He put up this video and edited it like I'd send him a voice note. I was talking to the fucking crowd that was the Ambani royal family of India, and then they were sending it to him. And I was like, mate, it's basic trying to get him to get going. I had no problem doing that. And to be honest, I'd have done it either way. Just set the date. One of these days, you just hear my music come onto the stage here in Bare Knuckle Fight Championship, and now I come with me fist wrapped with no gloves and a fight out of nowhere, no promo, no nothing, just fighting a random fight in a car. That could be where my future holds.
You said it was Logan, not Jake. It was going to be the boxing match in India, yeah?
It was always Logan. 2 TKO fighters. They don't really. The Ambani family and the advisors for them, they were shrewd. They understood. I am a UFC fighter. He is a WWE fighter. Both to get one without the other, and it would be difficult. So it was always Logan. Yeah, for sure. It was always Logan, and I like it. I am more inclined now for this influencer, fucking whatever you call it, because it's astronomical money. Shmo, it's astronomical, the figures. So. You know, who was our Jake, Logan, and fucking KSO. I like the three of these guys. And then all the other ones that are tussling around. It's an interesting little side pocket branch, we'll call it. Yeah, stuff that don't me suck. And out I go.
Conor McGregor doing a random Bare Knuckle FC fight with no promotion. I'll believe it when I see it. But I like what he said there about the influencer fighting. There's a lot of money in it, and the reason being is because a lot of these influencers who have already got millions of followers, they're bringing a lot of that audience with them, whereas fighters within the UFC, often they're starting with like 5k, 10k, 20k followers, and it's the same for boxing as well. A lot of these boxers on the come up, they don't really have the audience, so there's obviously going to be less money coming in. But the reason why influencer boxing has done pretty good, and you've got professional MMA fighters and boxing fighters who are interested in doing it, is because the money's there. And at the end of the day, if you're offered 20 grand for a professional boxing or MMA fight, or 500 grand for an influencer fight, put yourself in their shoes, you'd want to take the 500 grand, set your family up for life, be able to put loads of money away, buy a house, whatever you want to do with that money. And all you got to do is fight once, as opposed to 20 times just to be able to build your name up, to be able to command 500 grand for the fight. So I get the logic behind it. But anyway, that's this whole storyline explained. You guys comment all your thoughts down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video. Here's a video from my fitness channel. Take your pick, and I'll see you tomorrow.